Good night. Check on Facebook. So please, if you have a chance, like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. That's Lime Vibe 77. That's Lime Vibe 77 on Facebook and YouTube. And please, there's a donate link inside the description as well. So any assistance you could give to the Lime Vibe Live podcast, whether it's $5 or $50,000, we would greatly appreciate it. So thank you for tuning in once again to another Lime Vibe Live podcast. Okay, like I said, we were having some technical issues on the YouTube side, but we got it sorted out. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. I hope your New Year started off pretty good. I have some good news too, man. I mean, I've been moving around a lot as well, and I have a daytime job too, man. So I have a lot of work I'm doing. I'm in law school, so there's a few things I'm up to. But things are changing in my life, man. It's a good thing, man. I won't tell you my personal business tonight. So let's get right into the show, man. Earlier this week, the United States, they sanctioned Venezuela again. Okay, they reimposed sanctions on Venezuela because what the Venezuelan court had done was they banned an opposition leader, this Maria Corina Machado, from holding public office again. So she's a prominent opposition leader inside Venezuela, and the Venezuelan court had said that she would be banned from entering politics ever again in Venezuela. And so the United States reimposed the same sanctions. And they told a mining company to get out of Venezuela as soon as possible. They have 10 days to get out of Venezuela. And they're also imposing new restrictions on the oil exports again, as if Venezuela had any oil exports to begin with after the first set of sanctions. So we're trying to see now. American companies have until 10 days to get out of there, man. There's an American company right now inside Venezuela. Let me get the name for you, huh? Let me get the name for you. It's an American mining company. And they're being told to get the hell out of Venezuela right now. They have 10 days to do so. I think it's the Miners Group. Let me make sure, guys. I'm going to give you guys misinformation. If you go to Caribbean Mag Plus, you'll see the entire story right there. It's our Tuesday edition of the Caribbean Magazine Plus. So if you go there, you'll see Venezuela restrictions. And the story you'll have, what is that? U.S. hit Venezuela with more sanctions. If you go to that story right there, it's on our second page. And the name of the mining group is Minervan. They have it in February 15th to get out of Venezuela. To wind down, to quote-unquote wind down transactions with the company, with Venezuela. The U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control said on Monday. Wow. So there you have it, man. And the Maduro regime just keeps getting from worse to worse. I thought that they were going to open up relationships with Venezuela. I thought the Biden administration was starting to warm up to Venezuela. But now, with this latest move by the Maduro regime to ban an opposition leader, this Maria Corina Machado. Is it Machado? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm terrible with these names, though. But I think it's Machado. Maria Corina Machado. She's been banned from politics again in Venezuela, and the Venezuelan court and the Maduro government upheld this ban on her getting involved in politics again. Anyway, what can you say about Maduro? It is what it is. And then we have, people like Dr. Ralph Gonzalez and St. Vincent. We have them cozying up to Nicolas Maduro. I mean, why would you do that? He's obviously a despot, man. He's turning out to be a pariah and throwing aside the United States. I just hope that, this can be sorted out in Venezuela soon rather than later. Anyway, that's their business. I don't want to get too much in their business. But, I mean, I do get involved in people's business. I do stick my nose in national affairs every now and then. I do have something to say about it. I do have an opinion on that. All right? I think is that Maduro is running into a dead end. There's only two ways for him. He's either going to be lynched by his people, the remaining people left in Venezuela, or the United States is going to have to send someone in there to go, take him out. That's where this is ending up in, And I know we don't want the latter, and I know the American people don't want that. I know the Biden administration doesn't have the stomach for the latter and the fallout from it, but we'll see. Because people could get him. Who's left? Who isn't afraid? But we'll see what happens in Venezuela. We'll continue to monitor the story. But right now, all companies, mining companies, and all these other companies in Venezuela, U.S. companies in particular, they have until February 13th to get out of Venezuela. So I thought they weren't supposed to be in Venezuela at all. Oh yeah, because they imposed the restrictions and then they reimposed the same restrictions again. So they let it up and they let some companies come, but now they're telling them to get out now. I tell you, Biden was starting to warm up to Maduro, but Maduro messed it up by being anti-democratic. So such is life. There's a second story too as well. This crime wave that's hitting the Bahamas, it's particularly New Providence, Bahamas. the capital island, the Nassau city, is just crippling the tourism industry, man. You know, the United States State Department has issued a travel advisory for American travelers coming to the Bahamas because of this crime wave. We have 20 murders this so far for the year. 20 murders, over 20 murders, I think right now. I think we have 22. And you know, the American government is warning American travelers about coming to the Bahamas, and that is a frightful thing, man. And people are starting to take it seriously. I talked to some taxi drivers early on today, and they said that tourists are now afraid to even jump in taxis coming off the cruise ship because of the high rates of murder. But let me tell you something though. From what I understand from the murders here in the Bahamas, they're connected to drugs. These people know each other. They're not random guys running up and down the street shooting people. Bang, 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 bang. That's not happening. All right? These guys, these are coordinated hits. And I have to say, man, it's drugs. It's drug related. And it's old scores being settled by old gang time members. It has nothing to do with these. It's not random murders. And we're talking security firms as well. I've spoken to a few security firms as well. There's not an overwhelming spate of armed robberies. Actually, there's no armed robberies at all. I talked to several security companies. There weren't any armed robberies in any of their establishments last year at all. Of course, they would say, right, but there hasn't been any armed robberies whatsoever. So this isn't a lawless town. It's just that these drugs that are in this country is ruining this country. It's ruining the Bahamas. And what more can you say? We have 20 murders already for the year. It is what it is. It's in black and white. I mean, we record these every day. You can't run from it. I don't want to disparage my country, but my goodness, man. I want to say, though, these murders, again, have nothing to do with, you know, lawlessness industries. These are drug-related hits, more or less. And these guys know each other. You have to get to the bottom of this drug problem. That's why I keep on harping on this drug culture that we seem to have been growing inside the Caribbean now. Because it usually only used to be Jamaica and the Bahamas, but now we have murders going as far as Grenada. Peaceful Grenada. Peaceful St. Vincent and Grenadines. You know, having murders. Mass murders. You know, 2 or 3 guys getting shot at a pop. You know, we have to take this into consideration, man. You know, the United States, but one thing I want to say, the United States States Department, they're wrong with this. They violent crimes such as burglaries and armed robberies and sexual assaults occur in both tourist and non-tourist areas. Now, that happens, yeah, but it's not like an overwhelming rash of sexual assaults and burglaries. That doesn't happen. That's not happening. It's a one-off chance. You have a sexual assault against a tourist. Okay? They're going overboard here, but they're letting these murders taint, and that's why you have to stop these murders. You're letting the murders taint the brush of all the other crimes that may happen on a minute scale and make it seem as if we're a lawless country. We're not. So we just have to take it into consideration, man. But yeah, it's crippling the tourism industry, man. We have to do something about this, man. Please. You know, taxi drivers are saying that tourists are afraid to look at them in their eye, and they're afraid of the Bahamas. That's something you have to be concerned about, man. Anyway, I don't want to hop on that anymore. So there's a crime rate in the Bahamas. These high rates of murder. Well, there's another story too. If you go to Caribbean Magazine Plus, this think tank called the Inter-American Dialogue, they said the People's Republic of China, they've started to switch their investment focus now towards Latin America and Caribbean. They used to get involved in a lot of, you know, mining and explorations, mining explorations in Latin America, in particular South America, and a lot of tourist developments in the Caribbean. But now they're changing their investment focus and they're going for more renewable energy and some other kinds of industries as well, some subsectors. And so they're changing their focus. And they've also dropped some of their investment focus as well, too. But I think it was back between 2010 2019, they averaged about $14.2 billion a year that they invested in Latin America and the Caribbean. And now, you know, they're averaging about, let's say, about $6.4 billion in 2022. So that's a huge drop, man. Gotta be more than that, though. So it fell on average to about 7.7 billion to about 6.4 billion in 2022. So we were averaging about 14.2 billion from China between 2010 2019, but now we're averaging about $6.4 billion worth of investment coming in from China. So not only they changed their focus, but also investing in more subsectors, like I said, renewable energy, other subsectors like hydropower. And things that doesn't have a lot of capital startup, doesn't need a lot of money to get involved in. So they've been getting involved in these industries now. And, you know, I guess the money will soon run out sooner or later because China also is going through a small slump as well, too. Their economy is not roaring as much as it was back in 2010, 2019. you know. And so they're going through a slowdown now. And so the Chinese government, they're trying to deal with this now. They have the high boom, and they're coming down to the bus. You know what happens? These things go in cycles, and we have to be prepared for it. You know, that free money wasn't going to be forever. Hopefully, we could sustain this, what they've lent us so far, given us so far, versus billions of dollars. So hopefully, you know, we could get past this bump with China, our new friend, and we'll see how this goes from here. Me personally, I'm not a big fan, even though the Chinese New Year started last night, I think, right? The new Chinese Lunar Year started last night. There were huge celebrations here in the Bahamas for that. And I can imagine all around the world, right? But still, though, they are our friends, and we have to keep China in our hearts and our prayers. And, you know, they've helped us out a lot. They've come through with a great deal. They've bailed out a lot of projects around the Caribbean as well. You know, the Chinese government, they've been good friends of the Caribbean. They pushed out Taiwan. Taiwan used to be our good friend, but now, you know, the Chinese diplomatic push has been very strong in the Caribbean. When I say very strong, very strong. The Taiwanese will come with 100 million. China will come with 100 billion. That's how big the spending pocket is with the Chinese government. And so you just can't beat that. You can't beat it. You know, America doesn't even beat it anymore. And we're in America's backyard. You know, America's gotten very cheap over the last several years. You know, I've said it before on this podcast, I'll say it again. They've gotten very cheap. They used to spend money with us. Now they don't spend money anymore. Now they have all these strictures and these strings attached. They always get involved with these agendas, this homosexual agendas, which is not going to fly in the Caribbean. I might as well tell you that right now. You might as well give up on it. All right? And not that I'm homophobic. I'm definitely not homophobic. But I'm just saying, though, there's a large portion of Caribbean people that want nothing to do with the homosexual lifestyle. And that's just how they were raised. Very conservative. You gave us this Bible. You know, the white Europeans gave us this Bible to follow. So we're following it to a T. And now you're mad that we're following it to now. Your standards have changed now. You're mad with us now because your standards changed. No, God does not change. Men may change, but God does not change. And we hold fast to that Bible that you gave us. We hold fast to that. So that's funny, ain't it? So yeah, the majority of the people in the Caribbean are not going to go for this homosexual agenda. And so you could put all these strings attached to all these gifts and all these things for these investments, right? But it's not going to happen. You might as well give up on it, man. Give up. And start spending money again. And you know, they have selective outrage too, you know. They're very hypocritical too. They'll spend money when they want to. They forget all the other stuff. But then, you know, they spend money in Saudi Arabia. You know, they spend money there. All right, see what I mean? Hypocrites. Try getting King Salman to okay homosexuality in Saudi Arabia. See what happens. That'll be the funniest thing ever. Anyway, back to a more local story. We kind of digressed there. We went sidetracked there. Kenya has still not sent any troops to Haiti as yet. And you know why? You know why? Because their Supreme Court, has banned President Ruto from sending troops. They're saying that he can send troops, the 1,000 troops that he promised from last year. He can send the troops, but it'll be against the law. So they have to find a legal way to get approval to send troops from Kenya to Haiti. They have Haiti in their national crisis. Ain't that something? So Kenya is still pushing ahead with plans, though. They're still going ahead with the UN-approved security mission to Haiti, despite a court order in Nairobi last week blocking the deployment. And so, you know, the international force is aimed at tackling rampant gang violence in the Caribbean nation, which killed nearly 5,000 people last year. 5,000 people died from gang violence in Haiti, and we're still diddling, the courts are diddling. So who thought this would have been a big problem? I thought that this was already sorted out, that we knew how we were going to get 1,000 troops from Kenya to Haiti. I thought this was worked out. So how can we now be at this stage now where, you know, the Kenyan court is now blocking their president from sending troops to Haiti? It's amazing how this is, right? I thought this was all worked out. That's not the only snag, though. That's not the only snag. Apparently, it takes over $200 million to get those troops from Kenya to Haiti. And Kenya doesn't have the money. Kenya said they need about $237 million to get troops from Kenya to Haiti for this UN-backed peacekeeping mission. So who's going to put up this money? Well, thank God the United States come up with the money. The United States said they're going to pledge $200 million towards this effort. Thank goodness for the United States. Okay? Canada is going to provide some logistic support from the outside. They're going to make sure that the troops get some logistic support from the outside with Canadian warships and destroyers. Camped around Haiti right now. Actually, they're circling around Haiti right now as we speak. So they're going to make up the $237 million. But that's not it. We're asking Caribbean nations like Antigua and Barbuda, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, who have also pledged troops and pledged to assist. We're going to ask them to get involved in this mess. You know, the money hasn't landed in anyone's account yet, and Kenya's court is now blocking the 1,000 troops that Kenya promised. So what are you? So we're asking Bahamian troops, we're asking Jamaican troops, we're asking Antiguan troops to get involved in a mess that no one's certain what's going on, into a very volatile Haiti that's in an uproar. We got to get this all. I can't believe grown adults, you know, in the United Nations and around these large international organizations have not sorted this out as yet. I thought this was a done deal. Who thought this would have been this much problem before we even get to Haiti? Before we even get to solve the actual problem that's in Haiti. So this is what we have to deal with. You know, it's amazing, man. You know, but I was so naive to think that you could up and just send 1,000 troops to Haiti from Kenya. You know, I was naive in thinking that there's not going to be some logistical problems with that. But I thought that would have been worked out, though. Anyway, let's go talk about some entertainment news. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but Vince McMahon, the former chairman of the World Wrestling Entertainment, and formerly the WWF, World Wrestling Federation, you know, he's been involved in a huge sex scandal, man, that's rocked his company to call. And he had to step down from his newly created partnership with the UFC called TKO. He had to step down from that as the executive chairman because of the sex scandal. You know, he's been charged of sexual misconduct with a lady called Janelle Grant. And she's accusing Vince McMahon of, you know, taking pictures of her and sending them all around the world to his buddies and just humiliating the one right, left, and center. There's a video here I want you to watch as well. It's from the Inside Edition. And I'll play this for you right now. It gives you a good synopsis, a good backdrop of what the scandal is really about. Listen to it.
You may have heard about the shocking sex abuse lawsuit being leveled at WWE boss Vince McMahon by a former employee. The scandal couldn't come at a worse time as the WWE signs a massive $5 billion deal with Netflix. So much is on the line. Everyone at the WWE has reportedly been told to not say a word.
Former WWE employee Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sexual assault and trafficking. Just this week, McMahon, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange to celebrate The Rock joining the board of WWE's new parent company, TKO. Look, 78-year-old McMahon is almost unrecognizable with dyed black hair and a mustache, a far cry from his heyday. In the lawsuit, Janelle Grant accuses McMahon of sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of her with the wrestlers and recruiting men to have a threesome at the WWE headquarters, even during working hours, while referring to her as his porn star. To show his domination over her life, the lawsuit claims McMahon texted her, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls who I want to blank you." Last year, McMahon spoke about his legacy.
Let me just say that I've made mistakes, obviously, both personally and professionally through my 50-year career. I've owned up to every single one of them and then moved on.
Now, many are wondering if the sordid accusations could threaten the 10-year, $5 billion deal Netflix just signed for WWE's live streaming rights.
Is Netflix going to dump this deal? I don't think so. But could they? Well, this is Hollywood and anything can happen. But I would not say that anyone's getting out of the ring yet.
A spokesperson for Vince McMahon says the lawsuit is riddled with falsehoods, baseless fabrications of events that never transpired, and a malicious distortion of the truth.
The parent company of WWE says they take the accusers' quote, horrific allegations very seriously and are addressing the matter internally.
So there you have it, man. That's the Inside Edition. Yeah, I got that from the Inside Edition. But they left out some of the more horrific parts of the sexual assault. Because apparently this 67-page document, allegations by this Janelle Grant. She said that Vince McMahon, forced her to have threesomes with other men with him. And at one time, he actually shit on the woman's head while she was having sex with another man. And told her to continue on having sex with the other partner. Vince McMahon's a sick puppy, man. I didn't realize it was this bad, but he sounded like he was having a God complex, like he wanted to control somebody's soul, man. Say, I'm the only one who controls who you sleep with, who I guess is blank you. That sounds like a man with too much power, man. He has way too much power. He wanted to control somebody's soul. And this is why, you know, you have to be very careful when you get a lot of money, man, a lot of power, because you turn into, you know, the animal that's what you are. Now we see why God above is so benevolent, why he's so just and he's so kind. He's able to wield power and still love us the way that we need to be loved, because we are his children. Not need to be, but the way he loves us because he loves us, besides from our dirty selves. So, you know, Vince McMahon is tripping. You know, now this girl, she is, and the thing is, this Janelle Grant apparently signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, several years ago, and she was supposedly paid $3 million, but Vince McMahon only gave her $1 million. And so now she's breaking that NDA. Now she's coming forward with all these allegations against Vince McMahon. And she said, from what she said, she wants to warn other women, or she wants to stand up so other women can actually step forward against Vince McMahon. My goodness. Isn't this amazing? You know, but we knew about all this stuff. If you listen back, if you follow wrestling to some extent, you heard all the other podcasts and all the other reports about Vince McMahon's illicit affairs with other women, as well as his homosexual relationship as well, too. Yeah, there's a homosexual relationship as well. And how he liked men, you know. Now he had sex with men. And this goes back to even when one of his former executives, Pat Patterson, was sexually assaulting, you know, Roddy Piper. And other men as well. Plenty other people who were involved with WWE were involved with child sex, pedophilia as well, that Vince McMahon had to deal with, you know. So apparently WWE is a really, really raunchy, a really, really, you know, seedy company to work for, man. You know, you see a lot of stuff, and the amount of women that are being reported to be abused in, you know, the WWE, from Tammy Sunny Stitch, you know, whose life has been a train wreck. And we also talk about China as well. Marlena, you know. A lot of women have went through the WWE being sexually exploited and victimized. And so this is a very serious allegation for Vince McMahon, man. You know, and you know, it came at a time when he's already lived most of his life. You know, this should have been stopped in the bud at least about 20 years ago. But no one wanted to stop it because money was making, right? Money was coming through. The money was being made. And that's the way it is, man. So tragic, man, that a company like that has to fall apart. But it is what it is, you know. In other entertainment news, I don't know if you guys have been following this Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion beef. This is hilarious, man. These two girls, they just up and started beefing out of nowhere, you know. You know, I got a video, and I'm playing a bit of it here for you. Let me go back to this video right here. It gives you a good synopsis of the beef. Apparently, you know, it really kicked off to a high steam when Nicki Minaj, she came over with a diss track called Bigfoot. You're playing Megan being shot in the foot by Tory Lanez. And, you know, it was a whole song. If you search Bigfoot, Nicki Minaj, you listen to the song. It's a hilarious song, too. Because Nicki Minaj was responding to a line on Megan Thee Stallion's new single called His, where Megan Thee Stallion said that, this is Megan's Law. A subliminal diss at Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, who is a child sex offender. And that's the name of the law. Megan's Law. It's child sex offender law. So let me let you listen to the video and then tell me how you feel about it. All right?
Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion beef now seems to be in full throttle. This is a beef that seemed to be bubbling up for a while, notably around the time Megan Thee Stallion collaborated with Cardi B on their landmark hit WAP. Nicki has gone through her issues with a few of the new mainstream female rappers, from Lotto and recently alleged tension with Doja turning down a feature on Pink Friday 2, but no other new girl has gotten under Nicki's skin since Cardi as much as Megan Thee Stallion. She has made it her mission to get a response from Megan, dropping various disses. It all started with Seeing Green, which many took as a diss towards Megan and her famous Drive the Boat shtick. These bitches thirsty, I can see why they alcoholics. Megan seemingly responded on her EP Something for the Hotties, where she says, "These bitches keep saying they run shit, how? When the last you hoes even worked out, and running your mouth don't count. Messy as close the mother app out. Is anybody around this keeping score? Grammy nominated pussy, I got 4. I can spill tea, but I'm not a messy. And ever since I came out I was lit." And then Nicki responded in Super Freaky Girl remix saying, "Don't nobody want to hear that weak shit, ho. In the game 15 ain't peak yet, ho. Tell that goofy get a chair, she was cocky I could swear. Till my old tape sold more than your album, drop a tear. Megan also dropped One Again in Bongos. Hoes pop pills, but I'm the one they can't take. Hot girl shit, I'ma make something shake. I know the stiff hoes can't relate. Nicki then dropped a song called For All the Barbs, which many took to be on play of Megan's Something for the Hotties. VMAs was a family reunion. First time in a while I seen all of my sons. Got these bitches scramble when I throw the bait. One sub, kill 5 bitches, Ocean Gate. Another on FTCU, which has made a lot of noise, where she said, "Stay in your Tory Lane, bitch, I'm not Iggy." And probably her most infamous is the one on Red Ruby Da Sleaze, where she went out of her way to make sure listeners knew she was dissing Megan. 700 on the horses when we fix them to leave, but I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeves. Also making fun of Megan being shot on the same song, saying that 40 cal make him dance like a go-go. Megan dropped a new song called Hiss that has the internet buzzing, a song that has her going off on her detractors, and in the song she mentions Megan's Law. For those of you that don't know, Megan's Law was a law put in place to warn communities about sex offenders, and Nicki Minaj is married and has a kid by a sex offender. In the song, Megan says, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan, these hoes be mad at Megan's Law." Megan also addressed Nicki's photoshopping, saying, "She's a bad bee and the walls ain't bending." She also took a funny dig at Drake, saying, "These dudes hate on BBLs but walk around with the same scars." Anyways, the line about Megan's Law sent Nicki spiraling on social media, liking posts about Megan and writing an entire novel on her career in sales, doing lives and radio shows, and everything goes. As the saying goes, a hit dog will holler. Nicki has clearly been keeping a very close eye on Megan and all of her moves, and how I...
Bro, there you have it, man. There you have it. So, yeah, that's the back and forth between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. You know, it's good entertainment, man. I like to see people battle back and forth, especially when they get to making diss tracks. You know, Hiss or Bigfoot, they're not going to be like classic all-time diss tracks, right? But it's good to see that back and forth. I love to see the competition, you know. That's once it doesn't get too personal, start talking about people's kids and stuff like that. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about. I think that, you know, Megan should not have gone to, you know, Nicki's husband. That's off limits. You know, you don't go there. You know, you don't go that low. So I'm just hoping that, you know, they keep it at a very respectful kind of competition level. But, you know, Nicki Minaj has a history of beefing. You know, she had a beef with Cardi B. She had a beef with several other artists as well, with Remy Ma and Latto. You know, several other artists. You know, Nicki Minaj just can't stand that she's not the only female rapper out there. And there's some with more sexy people, but no one is a better lyricist than Nicki Minaj. No one. Nicki Minaj by far is the better lyricist female rapper out there. The better female lyricist. Megan Thee Stallion has more sex appeal and she's more attractive. That's for sure. That's for sure. And she has a lot more going for outside of rap. And that's understandable. But make no mistake, Nicki Minaj is by far the lyricist of the entire batch of female artists out there right now. No one touches Nicki Minaj. Okay, and I think we have pretty much understand. Not Cardi B, not Latto, not Doja Cat, nobody. Nicki Minaj is the best. I just hope that this beef continues on, doesn't get too personal, and just keeps on ratcheting up and gives us new material after new material after new material. I just hope it just keeps going just like that. You know, but like I said, Nicki Minaj has a history of beefing and battling, so we'll see where this takes us. So, you know, what are we talking about tonight? We talked about, you know, United States sanctioning Venezuela again, asking U.S. firms to get out of Venezuela after they lifted those sanctions, and now they put them back on again after Venezuela, you know, banned the opposition leaders Maria Corina Machado. They banned her from getting involved in politics in Venezuela again. That sent, you know, that pissed off the United States Department, and so they've reimposed these sanctions against Venezuela and the Maduro regime. And so that's that. We also talk about the crime problem in the Bahamas. Actually, the murder problem in the Bahamas. We're up to over 20 murders right now for the Bahamas. And this is just the second day in February. You know, we have over 20 murders already. And like I said, it's stemming from the drug war that we have in the Bahamas and these gang-related wars. They keep on running from the drug war. These gangs are fighting over something, and they're not fighting over women anymore. They're fighting over money, big money too. And they're fighting on behalf of drug laws and drug buying. Let's be honest now. Let's stop whitewashing. Let's stop talking about something that's not happening. Let's get to the root of the problem. It's fighting over drug money. Drugs. Period. You know, not a sweetheart thing. Let's get serious now, man. You know, stop giving us these youth. Stop distracting us from the real problem, which is the drugs and the problem. It's not a boyfriend-girlfriend problem. It's not a lover's quarrel. It's not a family dispute. This is pure, hard, unadulterated narcotics they're fighting over in the streets. And they're not fighting just for themselves. They're fighting on behalf of someone who's a big shot in charge. Let's just call it that. These gangs are run by very intelligent people. They run these gangs. They run these drugs in and out of this country. Let's get serious here, man. Okay? And now we have a tourist running scared now. I talked to some taxi drivers and they said that the tourists don't even want to look them in their eye because they're afraid of the crime. And now all these other minor crimes that are one-off crimes like burglaries and sexual assaults, now they're really one-off crimes that are getting lumped in with this high murder rate. Because everyone's looking at the murder rate and they're saying, oh, the Bahamas is a lawless country, when it's not. You know, these are isolated incidents, those burglaries and sexual assault, they're isolated incidents. But the murder rate is very severe, and we have to take that under consideration. We have to get that under control, man. We have to get it under control. Really, we do. Then there was a report by the Inter-American Dialogue where it said the Chinese government now, they switched their investment focus in the Caribbean and Latin America. All right. Where they were averaging about $14.2 billion between 2010 and 2019. They're only averaging about $6.4 billion now in 2022. Okay? And they said now they're not going for these large-scale mining projects like oil and copper and all these other gold and things of that nature. They're going after, you know, smaller-scale projects like renewable energies and things of that nature. You know, smaller-scale projects. So now, but I did say that China is going through an economic slump right now. Their economy is not doing too well, so we have to take that into consideration as well. That's probably could be the reason why. So that those boom years when the United States had crashed after 2008, China really picked up slack and really held the U.S. debt, huh? They've been spending their money. And they've been buying a lot of influence. You know, they've pushed the Taiwanese out of the way altogether. And the Chinese now probably the dominant economy, but still though they're in a slump right now. So we have to take that into consideration. We have to be very cautious now of the reliance on Chinese money moving forward. Because there may not be enough go around anymore, the way it used to be. Then we also talk about this Haiti lack of troops from Kenya. The Kenyan court has banned William Ruto, their president, from sending 1,000 troops. They're saying that if he wants to send 1,000 troops from Kenya to Haiti to stop the gang violence in Haiti, then he has to do it the lawful, legal way. He just can't up and just send 1,000 troops from Kenya to Haiti. Just can't do it like that. The court said, no, you have to do it the lawful way. So they have to find a way to do it lawfully and legally. So we'll see what his next move is. We hopefully they can send 1,000 troops. But apparently that's not the only slag, though. Because apparently they need over $200 million to send 1,000 troops from Kenya to Haiti. $237 million, President Ruto had said, the Kenyan President William Ruto had said, needs $237 million to get troops from Kenya to Haiti. 1,000 troops. Well, luckily, the United States said they would pledge $200 million for this event, for this affair. And Canada has also pledged some logistical support. So Canada may give some money in kind. All right, whether it be housing the troops on their destroyers, their warships that are circling Haiti right now. So hopefully we'll get the $237 million that President William Ruto has needed. But now, where does that leave? The Caribbean countries also pledged to support Haiti. You know, the Bahamas have pledged 150 troops. Jamaica, they haven't pledged any troops whatsoever. They said they're going to send some troops. They haven't given a specific number. And Antigua and Barbuda said they want to support as well. So, where are we sending our boys and our girls to the Caribbean when, you know, the big shots who pledged all this money, who pledged all these troops, don't have the resources to actually get the troops to Haiti to solve the crime, before we even get to solving the crime problem in Haiti. So, yeah, so we have to get that thing sorted out, man. Hopefully, why do I think that would have been so easy? I'm so naive. I'm so naive to thinking that would have been so easy to send troops from Kenya, the Bahamas, Jamaica, and Antigua into Haiti. I thought it would have been so easy. But no, it costs money, and it costs resources, and it costs a lot of, pulling and tugging and getting things in the right place. A lot of administration needs to go on to that as well. So, we'll see. Then we had some entertainment news as well. We had Vince McMahon involved in a sex scandal with this Janelle Grant. And she signed an NDA saying she wouldn't talk about it after if she got her money, but she got less than half. She apparently back a few years ago, she signed an NDA with Vince McMahon, saying that she wouldn't talk about her sexual abuse under Vince McMahon in the event that he paid her $3 million. Well, Vince McMahon only paid her $1 million and dropped the woman like a hot rock. Okay, so now she's back, saying all bets are off, Mr. McMahon. You know, and her 67-page allegation, her 67-page affidavit is absolutely wild, man. We're talking about threesomes, him, you know, sharing her with other executives in WWE, and him and her involved in a threesome with one of Vince McMahon's friends, where he actually shit on the woman's head and forced her to continue having sex with the same guy. How sick is Vince McMahon? You know, these are allegations, of course. These are allegations. You know, it gotta be proven in court. But if that's the case, these are shocking stuff, man. It's an unsworn affidavit, 67 pages worth. You can just search online, you can find it. And apparently, too, there's another investigation involving Vince McMahon where he's being investigated by a number of other women, and it's going to happen sometime this summer, where some more revelations about Vince McMahon's sexual abuse against women are going to come out. And McMahon received a grand jury subpoena to appear in court. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York is leading the investigation, the existence of which was reported by the Wall Street Journal earlier. And Vince McMahon is telling people from WWE not to even talk about this at all. Make no comment whatsoever. But you capture the bag, Mr. McMahon. You know, people are talking about this, man. Then we also talk about, Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion's beef. It's turned into hilarious beef. You know, diss track after diss track and subliminal after subliminal message sent on these songs between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. You know, the latest salvo was Nicki Minaj's song Bigfoot, of course, a play on Megan Thee Stallion being shot in the foot by Tory Lanez. Alright? And we also had, before that, Megan Thee Stallion referring to Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, being a sex offender in one of her songs. So, yeah, this is getting really, really wild. I don't think that we should go to the point where we talk about people's kids and family members, though. You know, things that happen between each other, that's fine. This is fine. But bringing other people involved, their family members and friends, that have nothing to do with this beef, that's going a bit low. So I think we shouldn't go there. But I'd love to see this competition between rappers. That's what rap is supposed to be about. This competition between who got the best bar. I have said it before, I say it again. Nicki Minaj is by far the best female rapper of this generation right now. No one beats her lyrically on any level whatsoever. Her bars are bar none. She's the top of the class. You know, you can't beat Nicki Minaj. So that's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you enjoy what we had to say. And please, when you have a chance, come back and please like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube page. That's Live Vibe 77. That's Live Vibe 77 on Facebook and YouTube. And we would appreciate your support. Like I said, we had some technical issues we were dealing with. We weren't on YouTube for the past 2 live shows. Now we're back now. We found what we were doing wrong. And we're back now on our YouTube page. So click on link. And there's some other videos there as well too. We're going to do some more interviews as well. So that's coming up for this year. We have an exciting year planned for 2024. And please stay tuned to Live Vibe as we grow this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to our page. Live Vibe 77. That's Live Vibe 77 on Facebook and YouTube. And also there's a link and there's a donate link inside the description. So please, if you have anything that you can give to the Live Vibe Live podcast, please do so. We would greatly appreciate it. So this is Yori Kemp from the Live Vibe Live podcast. I'm getting out of here. Good night.